anyways, hey guys, Roxas here, and oh my gosh. So today I'm gonna show you guys the two differences between these two games here. This is right here. I'm pointing at on my left hand, my left side. That's ToonTown Corporate Clash, and the right on the one I'm pointing on the right side of my area. That's ToonTown Rewitten. So today I'm going to show you guys the two differences between these two ToonTown games and which one is better. So let me start pushing. Let me click the two buttons of these two games. And between these two games are actually kind of a little bit different. You can tell the graphics are kind of changing. And this one right here that actually shows your toon, what is your toon wearing. But this side here just shows you actually has the two of the toons that you guys saw on my live stream earlier. So let me show you the difference of these two toons creations and gameplay footage. So I'm just going to go ahead and start making the third toon and making this toon here, so you guys see which kind of difference, which toon is different. So watch this. This is actually going to be different. So this is right here. Let me bring up the text. You can tell which one's ToonTown Rewitten and which one is ToonTown. Alright, let me do this real quick. So, in a minute. So, ToonTown. I'm just going to put re. This one right here is ToonTown re. But first, let me do the texture real quick. How I did this? And then I might do it this way. This is ToonTown remade. Then I'm gonna bring up another one that deals with ToonTown as well. ToonTown. So, dang it. ToonTown CC. So give me a minute when I'm set up the two type of formats for a second, so you guys can tell which one is the right, which one it is, which one's not. So select that, and then select that as yellow. So there we go. So these two, you guys can tell which one is ToonTown Rewitten or ToonTown's. So let me show you guys the two graphics of it. So let me start creating the toon on Rewitten real quick. So I'll push boy, and then I'm gonna push boy in this one. Look at the two difference between these two. There's actually you can pick two types of these two characters here. So, like for example, if I want my character rewritten like a rabbit, or why why not a duck? And have like a small, like, legs, good amount here. And then if I want to create my character, let me show you what the difference between what a duck look like. So this is actually what duck actually looks the same, but it looks kind of a bit familiar. But yet my arrows looks different. But yeah, you guys already noticed there's actually an extra toon in this area. Like you can see to dog to alligator, but now there's new characters like fox, because that one looks pretty cute. Bat that actually has fangs. Raccoon, it looks like you become a thief. Koala looks so cute. Kangaroo, different. Kiwi and armadillo. So I want to create my character as an armadillo. Actually, yeah, armadillo. So watch this. And yet, armadillo is actually some kind of possum. So, actually, let's try the bat. Let me show you the difference with this crocodile. And let me show you the different types of the crocodile look like. So here's our two difference between these two crocodiles here. The crocodile in ToonTown CC actually has more teeth, and ToonTown Rewitten, you can see there's two crocodile. This crocodile has two front teeth on the sides. Looks kind of a bit interesting. But yet, let me create my toon real quick. Okay. That's done. Actually, let me do the bat real quick. There we go. And then toon colors are actually kind of a bit different. You can tell the different types of toon colors. Or just like give them a different type of color on the duck. Try that, and then have the duck have orange feet. Where's the orange? Okay, orange feet. And then I want my bat to have that kind of color. And let me show you the two differences here. We got short styles, and yet the short styles actually look pretty different. Pretty cool. So let me go in here, press next, and yet you can see the two difference here. This one here actually tells you which type of game, what style you want to choose. Like, if you want to choose your style for Your average run to a meal toon that have no life limits is great for players who wants to play. So if I want normal to 15 life, it gives you this warning here. So I'm not gonna show you that later. So and then when that's done, you can choose your starting gags. So if I want my character, and this is a zap here, because this one looks pretty cool. So you got lure and traps. So even drops. So drops actually looks pretty cool. So that's actually what I want to do. I actually love that. So if you want to choose drop and lure or drop or sound, actually it's not very accurate. But I actually want to do throw in that. So here's the two different types of names, and yet the two names are actually look the same. The backgrounds actually look the same, but yet the text actually looks different. So let me use a name real quick for my guy, for my duck here. So I'll do put that one as test Roxas, and then same as this one. Alright. Let me accept that. And yet, the difference of the bat on the ToonTown creation on ToonTown CC here, it gives you the name of colorful bat. Like, tells you the colorful name. But that one here actually gives you what color of your duck your character is. It's like, for example, like your character is amber, so you got yourself an amber duck. And my bat's actually cracked purple, and so it tells you your name is colorful bat. So, anyways, I'm just go ahead and just continue submission, and yet I'm going to enter the tutorial for these two guys, and so you can see what kind of gameplay they look like. And the loading screens actually does look different. So watch. So right now I'm actually going to use one of my, and two of the controls are actually quite different between this one here and then that one here. So yeah, I have to wait for this one to finish its load up, so give me a few minutes so you guys can see what's the two difference between the ToonTown CC and the ToonTown Rewitten. ToonTown Rewitten's tutorials. Between the two other ToonTown's tutorials. So this is actually going to be very interesting. So I have to wait for a few minutes when that's done. And ToonTown Rewitten's actually loads faster than the and the other one. So this one's actually kind of a bit. What kind of difference between those two? The answer is a very good question. So when everyone's finished loading, you can see the, the background changes on this one. But it does tell you the toon tips on that one. So between these two tunes, it'd be cool if I separate between these two games, but who cares? But I'm doing okay. There we go. I need to keep my guys up and running, so I have to wait to finish. This one's finished. So give it a few minutes. I don't know why the ToonTown creation clips actually looks kind of a bit different. And you can see the difference between, but yet you have to wait for that gameplay to finish its loading. So give me a few minutes. And yet the arrow actually looks different, and this one looks different because that. So let me. And it tells you about. Don't forget to check the. So between these two tasks here, like this guy actually will tell you the tutorial of how he does about the cogs, but yet this one you will see what difference between this one is, because Flippy will actually tell you. Flippy on this game actually would tell you what the cogs are. This one here, Tutorial Tom, actually tells you what kind of cogs is there. So give me a few minutes. So as someone tells you, don't forget to check with Flippy before leaving. If you find Flippy at the ToonTown Hall, and yet this one actually looks kind of a bit different here. This is ToonTown Central. So hang on a minute. This one tells you about cogs. But yeah, this one actually gives you the throw and the squirt for your first tutorial. This one tells you a light. He also tells you about your life meter. So let me show you the different of this one's life meter. So give me a minute. Besides, look how 3D this one is. So it tells you the toon task, and hang on. Yeah, let me show you between these two tasks are. Tells you Professor P. This one tells you about Professor P, and then there's an extra toon task. So you push the M button that's actually on your number log pad, and you actually had that problem. So let me head over. Let me go to the CC over here. So give me a few minutes. So let me get this one to complete a flunk. Do with the flunky. So give me a few minutes when I take care of this. Yeah, let me take my colorful bat over to the high school, so you can see what's kind of difference between the life meters and which one it is. So in a minute before I get attacking with the flunky. So you always see the colorful bats different. Like this one too, and actually this one actually gives you the experimenter to which one you can level up. So it starts you on level 1, and here's your life meter that actually looks like. It looks pretty cool. And that's actually your toon task book. And I'm going to open this one up. But you have to wait for that later. So let me show you the two difference between the two of that. Then I'm going to show you the two different attacks of Rewitten, and because that one's still part of the tutorial, so you guys can see what's going on between the flunkies. So give me a minute. This one, and this one gives me about the gags. So hang on a minute. This one and different types of cog. This one tells you about different types of cogs. So hang on a minute. Training over. So hang on a minute. This is the two different toon tasks here. So hang on a minute before I start talking. Get to the talking part. So I'm gonna go to Flippy. So let me get, and yet here's the two difference between the speed chats here. So let me go to speed chat, and then this one actually gives you the extra mode called media. Like it tells you that it says I'm recording, and this one actually tells you about does not have the media. So this is actually like the plain ToonTown. So, and this one here gives you the speed chat plus, and this one here gives me the speed chat plus as well. This is a plain speed chat, and this one's the chat log. Pretty cool, huh? So compare these two ToonTown centrals. Now watch this. So I'm gonna head over to the middle area. And this game's kind of a pain in the butt, so give me a minute. So here's the different areas of this. And yet, yeah, man, the ice cream cones actually look different. That, yeah, the ice cream you saw on the ToonTown Rewitten area, it actually looks 2D. But if you look at the corporate Clash version of ToonTown, look how 3D model this one is. Looks pretty cool. And yet, Gag Shop doesn't have good. This version over there does not have the word Goofy Gag Shop. But this one here actually does says Goofy Gag Shop. So those are actually the two differences here. But first, let me finish up the toon task right here for my little colorful bat for a second, and then you see why there's a two difference between the ToonTowns here and then here. Okay, this is like different types of cogs. And this one tells you different types of headquarters and stuff like that. So, so let me show you different types of toon tasks you guys got. So there's different types of cog galleries. This one only gives you bot, law, sale, and cash bots. This one actually gives you law, sale, law, cash, sale, boss, and of course this is actually a different, and this one actually gives you an extra cog emblem, and that's actually called cash bot. Where's the other cog? It's a different faction of cog. So let me show you the difference of the map. this is the whole area of the map. ToonTown Central actually the map area actually looks pretty accurate. And you can see Aircron, but tells you even where you've been to, but yet under construction area looks pretty new. But yet this one actually gives you different types of names, like ToonTown Central is just ToonTown Central, but yet instead on stock it's got Barnacle's Boatyard. The Brog still is the Brog. That means Monoland we got Mizro, Miniland. And then there's a new area that's called Yellow ToonTowny. Sailbot, and then instead Daisy Gardens you got Deafferents Gardens. And then instead Donald's Dreamland you got Drowsy Dreamland. Where's the Speedway? Does it even have a Speedway here? No? That's weird. So this one doesn't even have a Speedway. That's kind of a bit weird. But yeah, let me show you guys the two differences of if I push go home. But first, I need to ride on the trolley first before I do this, but I'll show you the two differences of the homes. So, anyways. So that's actually the two differences of the two tasks we got here, but yet I want to show you guys the difference of the homes later on. But anyways, I hope you guys, so right now I'm going to end this video here, but yet let me show you guys how I do it when I log out. So if I push my options and code, let me exit ToonTown. Same with this one. The options actually looks different. So watch this. So, again. So that's actually the two different games you guys can see here between ToonTown Rewitten and ToonTown Corporate Clash, because that one's actually looks pretty cool. Corporate Clash actually has more graphics. This one actually is just plain old ToonTowny, but yet I still like both of them. I still stream the Rewitten, but one of these days I actually will try to stream this one later on. So anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you guys for watching and all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!